Hey guys, Natalie Peterson here, personal trainer and yoga coach here at Fitness Quest 10 in San Diego, California. Back again today with a little yoga series for you. And with me again here is Katie Brown, plays for the Iowa Hawkeyes back there in Iowa City. She's here to help me today. We're going to go through a really gentle series that's going to help the back, the low back, upper back, and it's one that can be done at any time of the day. It can also be done with little to no equipment. So what I'm going to have you do, Katie, is get started just coming down onto the mat. We're going to start in a pose that's known as child's pose. So Katie's going to take her hips all the way back to her heels and just reach her arms out in front of her on the mat. And this pose in itself just feels really nice. It releases the lower back. The upper back gets a little bit of a stretch as well, and sinking the hips back to the heels really helps open things up. If you have a yoga block or any other prop like a blanket or a pillow and your hips are pretty tight, Katie, go ahead and come up forward. You can always place a block there, either behind the hips, behind the feet, and that'll elevate the hips a little bit, make that a little bit less intense of a stretch. So Katie, go ahead and come up here and take that away. From here, after you've enjoyed several deep breaths in this position, Katie, just walk your hands over to the left, releasing the right side body, reaching all the way over, keeping this hip pressing down into the mat so that she gets a stretch all along this side of the body. And then Katie, go ahead and walk your hands over to the other side of the mat. Same thing here. She's getting a really nice stretch through the lats and shoulders, and she might even feel a deep stretch into her hip as well. Once you've spent a couple of breaths here, Katie, I'm going to have you come back into all fours and just move through that transition a little bit more quickly. So hands come to the left, push back, exhale. Good. So inhale up, walk the hands over, exhale back. A couple more times each side. Very good. Nice. And feel free to stay there as long as you want. If you're worrying about connecting the breath to the movement, think of inhaling as you come forward, exhale as you lengthen into that that movement there. And then Katie, come back through all fours again. I'm going to have you keep your right hand down, left hand's going to reach under, and then up. Very nice. So she's reaching through, and she's thinking about stacking those shoulders. A lot of nice movement through that thoracic spine. Next time you reach under, Katie, lay that left arm down, reach that right arm forward, sit in those hips back to the heels. And again, if you're in this posture here, always put a block, towel, and then turn that right ear down. So that will elevate your head. And then feel free to just stay in that posture for 3 to 5 nice breaths. And then other side here, Katie, coming up through all fours, leaving that left hand down, reach the right hand under. Good. So her wrist is going to stay stacked directly underneath her shoulder, and as she opens her arm up towards the sky, she's trying to make a straight line from her fingertip, shoulder, shoulder to wrist. And one more time when you reach through, go ahead and lay that arm all the way down, and then I'll give you that block. Lay your right ear down on that block. Excellent. So 3 to 5 breaths here as well. It's going to release any tension you have in that upper back, again, lower back and hips involved here as well. And then one last move for us, Katie, that kind of dog stretch I showed you earlier before. Not downward facing, but dog. Similar to child's pose, though, she's going to keep her hips elevated. Walk your hands out in front of you a little bit further. From there, just push that upper body towards the mat, keeping the hips up in the air. You feel a nice stretch through even the front of the chest. A lot of opening going on in the shoulders as well. And staying here again for 3 to 5 breaths. So that's it. Real simple series that you can do anywhere. You don't need any props. It can be done first thing in the morning, last thing you do before you go to bed. It'll just open things up for you. If you want any more information, check us out. Our website is www.fitnessquest10.com.